Hey y'all, this is Chris from kidsfishlanier.com, and it's a cold, nasty, wintry day here in Gainesville in December. I'm in the office and I thought I would take a minute to show y'all one of my favorite knots to tie. It's called the Palomar knot. It's consistently rated and reviewed as one of the strongest knots you can tie. It's great for tying a hook, tying your leader. I use it to tie my barrel swivels when I'm doing downlines. It's, like I said, consistently rated as one of the strongest knots you can tie. And I'll show you how to tie it. I'm going to use this pretty pink twine as my line, and this old boat key as my lure or my hook. So there's two ways to start this knot. You can take your tag end and push it through the eye of your hook, pull it through, and then push it right back through. Essentially what you're trying to do is get your line and tag on one side and a loop on the other. Of course, the other way that you can start that knot is by simply putting the loop in the line first and then pinching it and pushing it through the eye of your hook or your swivel or whatever it is you're tying. But essentially you want to end up with the tag end and your line on one side, your lure going through it, and a loop on the other side. And then basically all you're going to do is take that loop and tie an overhand knot with it. Just like that. You end up with this loop on the side. You got an overhand knot through the eye. And then you're going to reach through this loop and pull the hook through. Push it up to the top of the knot. Lubricate your knot. And then cinch it down. And that's a Palomar knot. So let me untie it and we'll tie it one more time. It's kind of a pain in the neck to untie this knot, but I use this knot on braid, I use it on monofilament, I use it on regular mono or fluorocarbon. So alright, let's try it one more time. I've got my hook, got my line, I'm going to push it through the eye of the hook, feed it right back in so that I end up with a tag end and line on one side and a loop on the other. Give myself a little room to work. And then essentially you're just going to tie an overhand knot with the loop. Once you've got that little loop, pull the hook through the loop. Lubricate your knot, and then cinch it down. And that's the Palomar knot. It's a great knot, it's very strong, consistently rated one of the strongest knots you can tie. It's a snug knot, meaning that it snugs right onto the hook. There's no loop here. It's a great knot. Let's take a look at it up close. Okay, let's take a look at this Palomar knot up close. So over here I got my hook. I got my pretty pink twine for my line. Got my tag or hook end here. Other end goes to the rod and reel. Alright, so we're going to push it through the eye of the hook. Grab it and push it right back through. Alright, so take your tag end and your line end here. And your loop end on this side. And then you're basically just going to tie a simple overhand knot with the loop. So you got your loop here, then reach through and pull the hook or the lure through that loop, push it all to the top. I got your tag end, your line end, and your loop. You're going to lubricate your knot and then cinch it down, and that's your Palomar knot. Very, very strong, simple to tie. It's a great knot. I use it on mono, fluorocarbon, braid. The only time it's not a great knot is when you have a big lure or something that's kind of large and clumsy and it's hard to pull it through that loop. But otherwise it's a great knot. It's very strong, simple to tie. I don't know why you don't see it being tied or used more, but it's a great knot. I love it and I think you should tie it. Alright, bye. Alright, for the sake of completeness, I figured I better tie this one last time using an actual barrel swivel here. That's similar to what you might use when you're tying a down line. And some mono line here. I don't know what time, about 15, 20 pound test that is maybe. But I figure we'll tie it once with actual line and a swivel, and you can see how we do it. So I'm going to push it through the eye. Get you a little bit of line to work with, and then come right back through where you came out. So that on this side you've got your tag end and your line end. And on this end you got a loop. Pull yourself a little slack so you can have some room to work. And then essentially you're just going to tie an overhand loop, or an overhand knot, using this loop. So just push it through there. And now you've got this loop that comes through. So you got the loop here. You got your overhand knot in the middle, your hook down here, and your tag and line end on this side. And then you're just going to reach through here, pull your hook or your swivel or whatever it is you're tying through the loop. And then you want to lubricate your line. And then just pull your tag end and your line end until it cinches down. And there you go. There's a Palomar knot. Super, super strong, easy to tie. It's a great knot. Y'all should be using it.